Most people think motivation comes from watching inspiring videos or waiting for the right mood to start working. But here's the truth. Your brain is actually wired to avoid effort. And unless you learn how to rewire it, motivation will always come and disappear. In this video, I'll show you the science-based steps to rewire your brain for success, so motivation becomes automatic. If you've ever started something with excitement but lost motivation after a few days, you're not lazy. Your brain is just following its default programming. The good news? Neuroscience shows your brain can actually rewire itself. This process is called neuroplasticity, and today I'll walk you through simple steps to train your brain for consistent motivation and long-term success. So if you enjoy psychology and self-improvement content like this, make sure to like the video and subscribe, because on this channel, we break down powerful psychological ideas into simple animations you can use in real life. Now, let's start with the first step. Before we rewire your brain, you need to understand why motivation disappears in the first place. Your brain has one main job: save energy. Thousands of years ago, humans had to conserve energy to survive, so your brain developed a system that constantly asks, is this effort really necessary? If the answer is no, your brain pushes you toward comfort. That's why scrolling social media feels easier than studying. Watching Netflix feels easier than working out. Your brain is simply choosing the lowest energy option. So the problem isn't discipline, the problem is brain wiring. And that brings us to step 2. Most people fail because they try to change their life overnight. They say things like, I'll study 5 hours every day, I'll wake up at 5 a.m., I'll go to the gym daily, and the brain instantly reacts with resistance. Instead, you need to start with micro habits. These are actions so small your brain doesn't resist them. For example, instead of reading for an hour, start with 2 minutes. Instead of a full workout, do 5 push-ups. Instead of writing an entire project, write 1 paragraph. This works because your brain begins forming neural pathways, and every time you repeat the behavior, those pathways become stronger. Success isn't about big actions. It's about small actions repeated daily.
Now let's talk about something powerful. Dopamine. Dopamine is often called the motivation chemical, but most people misunderstand how it works. Your brain doesn't release dopamine after success. It releases dopamine when it expects a reward. That means motivation increases when your brain predicts something positive. So instead of saying, I have to work, tell your brain, after this task, I'll reward myself. For example, work for 30 minutes, then watch a short video. Finish studying, then drink your favorite coffee. This creates a dopamine loop. Your brain starts associating effort with reward, and motivation becomes easier. Here's a powerful psychological truth. Your behavior follows your identity. So if someone believes, I'm lazy, their brain looks for evidence to prove it. But if someone believes, I'm the type of person who works hard, their brain behaves differently. So instead of focusing on goals, focus on identity. Don't say, I'm trying to study more. Say, I'm becoming someone who studies daily. Don't say, I want to be healthy. Say, I'm the kind of person who takes care of my body. Small identity shifts create powerful long-term behavior changes. Your brain naturally chooses the easiest option. So if good habits are difficult and bad habits are easy, guess what your brain will choose? Exactly. So your job is simple. Make good habits easier and bad habits harder. For example, want to read more? Leave a book on your desk. Want to exercise? Put your workout clothes next to your bed. Want to stop scrolling social media? Delete the app from your phone. Small environment changes can reprogram behavior faster than motivation ever will. Your brain loves progress. Every time you track a win, your brain releases dopamine. That's why things like streaks and habit trackers work so well. Instead of focusing on huge results, track small daily victories. 1 workout, 1 page written, one lesson studied. Progress builds momentum, and momentum builds motivation. Let's quickly recap the steps to rewire your brain for success. First, understand that your brain naturally avoids effort. Second, start with tiny habits your brain won't resist. Third, use dopamine rewards to build motivation. Fourth, change your identity, not just your goals. Fifth, make good habits easy and bad habits harder. And finally, track small wins to build momentum. Success isn't about motivation. It's about training your brain to work with you instead of against you.
If you found this video helpful, comment below. Which step are you going to start today? And if you want to learn more about psychology, motivation, and mental discipline, make sure to subscribe and watch the next video on your screen. Because the next thing you should learn is why your brain secretly sabotages your goals and how to stop it. See you in the next video.